Hello there. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Snips by Kelly. I'm Kelly, and tonight I'm excited to share a brand new pattern paper and sticker sheet. So this is the Weekend Adventures Designer Series pattern paper and sticker sheet. This is the coordinating cardstock that has all of these rich outdoor colors. We're going to be creating an outdoor layout. Look at this 12 by 12 sticker sheet. I'm so excited about the small, medium, and large icons, the small, medium, and large words, and the pattern paper is perfect. We have all these outdoor compasses and little shoe marks. We have a little bit of the blue that looks like stars, some acorns, some great buffalo plaid, a dark stripe. We have everything that we need. I'm going to add these neutral matte dots as the bling for this. And I think I'm also going to pull in this set of ephemera. Brand new ephemera called Labels and Layers. Now, we're not going to need too much of that today, but I'm starting my 10-page Simply Scrappin' series, and I have all kinds of little ideas for some of the little pieces in this ephemera pack. Sometimes I love to buy these ephemera packs, and I'm able to add little bits and pieces to a variety, but I can see a lot of the tones and the color tones in those that I think are going to go great for this set. So we're going to be scrapping a little trip I took, a little hiking day with my daughter and her 3 daughters to Sylvan Lake, which is in the Black Hills of South Dakota. And I really love the idea of scrapping the kids, starting out at the bottom of some of the climbs and going all the way up to the top, and then just some of the general photos of the scenery. It's such a beautiful area. Now we have 2 backgrounds here, and this is basic beige, but I want a wide frame. So a lot of times I'll do a 1-inch frame, but I want a 2-inch frame all the way around this basic beige. That'll give me a little bit of the center to use on some other things. And then I'm going from 2 inches to 10 inches all the way around. I'm going to do that on both sides and end up with a really wide frame. I really want to use this layout to showcase all the patterns in this set. Now, originally, I think that I might use this as the interior, but I want to use 2 by 2 squares. So I think that what I'm going to do is use a different size on the interior, and then maybe have a little base layer for that. So I end up using a different size there, but at this point in the video, I'm not sure what size. I'm going to cut several 2-inch strips out of each of the pattern papers because we're going to use 2-inch squares, and I want to cut those on a diagonal to create triangles. It's going to be a little bit like patchwork or geometric, but I wanted to do that to showcase all the patterns in the paper. So I'm going to make sure that I cut some of the trees, some of the buffalo plaid. I do actually think I might use the stripe side or the acorn side, or definitely the blue star side. I call it blue star even though it's just a nice speckle, but I think that I might use all of those patterns, and I don't think I end up using the acorn. I think it's a little bit too light. So I'm going to cut some of the Cajun Craze cardstock here, and then some of the early espresso. And if you'll notice, these 2 cardstocks are two-toned. So if you wanted to, you could use the light side or the dark side. So then I'm going to take these strips that I just cut, and I'm going to cut them all into 2 inches and then cut them on a diagonal. And that's going to give me the triangles, and then I can piece together the patterns. And so now I'm going to go ahead and go with an 8.5-inch interior. I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to go with white, and I'm going to save that basic beige for something else, because I think I'm going to like the contrast of the white peeking through the triangles against the basic beige. So now I'm just going to arrange all of the triangles. I'm not worried about them being absolutely perfect. If you do want them perfect, you can use a straight edge or a ruler, but I'm going to just get my patterns the way that I want my patterns, and then I'll start by anchoring the top top triangles. So I'll get the top triangles adhered, and then it will help me get all of the other triangles in place. But first, I usually go all the way down the row and make sure that I have them the way that I want them, and then make sure that they fit. And sometimes I'll even use a bigger willow white piece. And that way I have the ability to trim. A lot of times when I do patterns like this, or geometric patterns, or, you know, maybe if I'm putting hexagons or other shapes together, I oftentimes will give myself some extra space so that if I'm off at the beginning or the end, I can trim it down just a little bit. I know some people really like to have their pattern super straight, and some people like to eyeball. I like to eyeball, and if you are a person who really likes to have everything perfectly perfect, you just go ahead and take the time to use your straight edge and get them straight. So I'm just putting a variety of the patterns in there, and I love that we're going to be able to showcase all the patterns in this collection. This is so fun. If you didn't know, we had a big catalog drop on May 6th. So I am so excited. We have 4 new scrapbooking workshop kits with this drop. So as you can see, I've left a little space here, and I know that I'm going to be putting other photos over that spot, so I don't need to waste the pattern paper below that. Sometimes when you create a pattern in the background, much of it is going to be covered up because you just want the beautiful pattern to be peeking through. And so sometimes you can strategically arrange your bits so that just the part is showing that's going to show is showing, and you don't have to create that back. Sometimes I actually have to create the full background for the effect, and I just know and I'm okay with the fact that it's going to be covered up a little bit. So I love that. I love that we have all of those beautiful outdoorsy patterns showing. And now I'm going to repeat that, but I'm going to put 2 rows, and I'm going to have 2 rows of those 2-inch circles and squares, and then we're going to make those go all the way down because I want to have some vertical photos going up and down, some larger photos on that side. Now we're definitely going to need a landing spot for those patterns, so I'm going to go with the Cajun Craze, and it's going to be pretty tiny, just like 1/4 of an inch bigger all the way around. And then I'm going to add my photos. Now my photos on this side are going to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm probably going to need a landing spot for those photos as well. And then on the right or the left side, my photos are 3 by 3. And I love the idea of having the series of the girls from the bottom of the rock, and then they're bigger, and then they get smaller and smaller as they go up to the top of the rock. So for this right page, I think this pinstripe is going to be the perfect landing spot. So I just want to have a little bit of an edge, and I think I want to have the pinstripe flush against the 2-inch squares, and then a teeny bit of the white frame showing on the left-hand side, just to keep that balanced so that the white frame is all the way around. Then I think I can put my larger photos on that. So if you've never been to the Black Hills, it is absolutely gorgeous. And there's so many little areas that you can stop off and do hiking. There's rocky areas. There's areas with beautiful, beautiful trees. There's also the Badlands of South Dakota, which is a little bit more desolate looking. It's dry with cactus and all of these natural wonders. So I'm going to take some more of the buffalo plaid 2-inch squares and create some more triangles and just frame that out with triangles in the corner. I'm going to grab this sticker sheet. I love this sticker sheet, all the elements in this sticker sheet. Now I'm actually creating a 10-page workshop, so I'm stretching the stickers like I said earlier with the labels and layers, but we have a lot of straight edges on this one, and so I want to add some round elements because there's so many straight edges, and this will soften up the layout a little bit. So a little focal sticker, round sticker here, and then probably a round sticker on the right hand side as well. And I'm going to add just a little bit to that. I love this Cajun Craze heart. I think that'll tie the Cajun Craze in there all together. And then just a couple other little sticker elements. I like this little element here, but I think the wordy bit sort of gets lost. So I'm going to go to the labels and layers and add a couple little tags right behind that wordy bit. I think that's going to help that stand out quite a bit. And I love having the extra ephemera when I stretch these designer series pattern papers and sticker sheets. When I stretch those to 10 pages, I like adding just a couple other little elements, and there's so much in the labels and layers that I'll be able to add those bits to other projects, and I think that's going to work out great. I think everyone is going to be in love with this more masculine outdoor line. Not only is it perfect timing that we're all taking some outdoor adventures, probably starting here on Memorial Day weekend. Usually that's the kickoff. But we've been wanting more masculine outdoor lines. We love our florals, we love our flowers, don't get me wrong, but it's wonderful to have a little bit of a variety. So I'm going to grab a couple more of these banners from the labels and layers and another rounded sticker. And I'm just going to add those little banners. Sometimes when you have the busy colors and the busy patterns in the back, the more neutrals work out really well. Like the basic beige background. I don't think I've used basic beige yet. And I'm super excited to use it. I think it goes great with a wide frame. And then we'll add this little circle to that. Perfect. So I was laughing at my granddaughters here because we did a pretty big hike around and we took some little off trails, and it's just perfect. We go before school gets out, before there's lots of tourists, and so it's just a wonderful, perfect hike. And the girls were just like little mountain goats. I mean, they climbed all the little side hills, so I got a good hike in, but they probably hiked double because they skip the whole way, they turn circles, and they do all the little side hikes off the trail, and they had so much fun, so much fresh air, and so much goodness. Now I have these neutral matte dots, and I'm adding these neutral matte dots to the page to finish it off, and I'm loving how it turned out. I can't wait to create the rest of these 10 pages and also to get into my Sparkle and Shine workshop with this series. I'll be using the Weekend Adventures Scrapbooking Workshop Kit for that one, and it's amazing. Now, if you haven't gotten your hands on our brand new catalog that launched on May 6th and you don't have a demonstrator, you be sure to reach out to me and I'll make sure that you get a catalog in your hands. I'm so happy. Come back soon for more right here on Snips by Kelly.